Hello everyone, it's day 23 and today we're gonna go through the Webflow CMS documentation. It was made 6 months ago, so it's very up-to-date tutorial, and we'll quickly get to know everything we need about the CMS, how it works, the structure, how to manage the CMS collections, collection items, how to control the CMS collection assets, and all the important fundamentals for the CMS. So let's go and quickly take a look to the documentation. Use the Webflow CMS to create and manage dynamic content on your site. There is a video. I already watched this video. A management system, CMS, lets you store and manage dynamic content with a shared structure. Static content versus dynamic content. Static content is managed manually and only changes when you edit it. It's great for content that doesn't need to change often, but it's not scalable. For example, if content appears in multiple places on your site, you need to update each instance manually. Dynamic content references one source of truth and automatically updates if the source changes. For example, let's say a testimonial is referenced on multiple pages. If you update the source with an improved quote, every reference to the testimonial is automatically updated across your site. Okay, that's very useful. How does the Webflow CMS work? The CMS is a structured database that lets you store and manage content. You start by creating a CMS collection, which serves as a database for a specific topic or type of content. Within the collection, you create individual entries like blog post called collection items. Collection items can be dynamically added to your site as collection pages, which you design using the collection page template. The dynamic nature of CMS collection lets you scale content creation without needing to build a unique static page for each entry. You can also insert dynamic content from collection items on your static site pages with collection lists. Okay, that's amazing. Example CMS workflow. You could use the Webflow CMS to create a blog. To get started, you would create a CMS collection for blog content and set fields that you want to use, like title, blog, image, title, body, image. Design the collection page template for your blog post page. So we first create the collection, then we design the page template. Add new collection items in the CMS for each blog post. A collection page is generated using your template for each blog post. However, these pages are hidden by default. To reference the collection pages or collection item content on your site, you can add a collection list to a site page to build an index for your blog post that dynamically populates. Add buttons or links on a site page that go to collection pages. Add dynamic content on pages with a collection list that references specific collection item fields. Okay. About CMS collections, collection items, and collection fields. Each collection stores a different type of content with a shared structure. For example, you can create collections of blog posts, testimonials, team members, job postings, or recipes. Each collection consists of collection items, like individual entries, like a single blog post. When you create a collection, you decide how a collection item should be structured and which collection fields are included. For example, a collection of team members could include a field for their name, bio, photo, and email address. You can update and delete collection fields or the content in collection fields at any time. You can learn more about this here. Once you've defined your collection structure, you can start creating collection items, like individual entries. For example, in a team members collection, you would add a collection item for each team member. In each collection item, you fill out the collection fields you defined, like name, bio, photo, and address. There is a pro tip here that we can bulk import collection items via CSV file. How to reference dynamic content on your site. Once you've structured your collection and created collection items, you can reference that dynamic content on your site using collection lists and/or collection pages. About collection lists let you reference dynamic collection content on any site page, including static pages like your site homepage. You can show or hide specific collection items using filters or conditional visibility based on collection field values, and you can also sort the content. Okay. About collection pages. Collection pages are automatically created for every collection item in your collection. Each collection page mirrors the design you made on the template, but elements that reference dynamic content are populated with content from the collection fields associated with the collection item. When you edit the collection pages design or dynamic references, all collection pages for items in that collection automatically update. Note, elements added to collection pages are static until you connect them to collection fields. Okay, that was very useful information. And let's go and see how to manage the CMS collections. A CMS collection is a database where you can store content to reference throughout your site. You create one collection for each type of content, like blog posts, authors, recipes, etc. Because each collection uses a single page template and a schema, like the structure or blueprint for all content entries. The individual content entries, like CMS data, are called collection items. Okay. How to create a collection. To add a new collection, click the CMS tab, click create a collection or the create new collection icon. Choose a collection template to add pre-configured fields. Name the collection, adjust your collection URL and edit which collection fields you want. Click create collection. You can now create collective items like individual blog posts, recipes, help articles, etc. for this collection. Collection templates. If you aren't sure what content structure you need for your collection, you can select a pre-built collection template from the top to get started. Choosing a template adds a default name, URL, and fields, all of which you can edit afterwards. The available templates include blog posts, authors, categories, projects, clients, team members, listings, events, menu items, songs, shows, and recipes. Okay, cool. So we can use a pre-built collection templates. Collection name. Use the collection name field to change the name at any time. Webflow generates singular and plural versions of the collection name to use throughout the site, like blog post and blog posts. You can edit these names by clicking into plural version or singular version beneath the collection name field. Collection URL. The collection URL field is the slug for the folder that holds your collection pages. Like the pages generated for each collection item. For example, if you have a blog post collection with the collection URL post, the URL structure for a blog post would be yourdomain.com post your blog post separated by dashes. Okay. Webflow automatically generates a collection URL that matches the collection name, but you can customize the collection URL if you want. If you rename the collection URL after publishing your site, you need to set 301 redirects to ensure that any existing external links to pages in your collection continue to work. Okay, this is also important for the SEO. Instead of setting a redirect for each collection item, you can set one redirect as follows. Outpath /out dash collection dash URL dash, okay, that redirect to path. Note, you can't use reversed slugs as collection names or URLs. You can't use reverse slugs. Okay. Additionally, you can't enable e-commerce on a site that has CMS collections, static pages, or folders with e-commerce slugs like product or category. Okay. Collection fields. Collection fields store data for each collection item, like block title field. When editing a collection item, the collection fields you've added to the collection are available for you to enter data specific to that item. Like block title for the collection item you're editing. Okay, a name and slug fields are required and added by default. You can add custom fields by clicking Add Field in the Custom Fields section, or add one of the following default fields by clicking Add New Field. When adding a field, you can enter help text to clarify what the field is used for and mark whether the field is required or not. Okay, so these fields are, we can add them based on the situation. And there is a note, e-commerce collection include a set of default fields like price that can be added as custom fields or non-e-commerce collections. Additionally, these e-commerce fields can be removed from an e-commerce collection. How to edit a collection? This is good to know. Site managers on enterprise plans or partners can limit to which members can edit the collection with CMS edit access. Okay. A collection settings and fields can be edited at any time. If the schema is changed, a full site publish is needed for the changes to be reflected on the site. To edit the collection, click the CMS tab, hover over the collection and click the settings icon. Make your edits. There is a note, you can delete custom fields that are currently in use on your site, like used in your designs, collection pages and their settings, collection lists and their settings. How to duplicate a collection? You can duplicate a collection to create a new one with the same settings and fields. The duplicate includes the collection name, URL, basic info, and custom fields, but not the items or content from collection template pages. To duplicate a collection, click the CMS tab, hover over the collection and click the settings icon. Click the duplicate collection icon at the top. Rename the duplicate collection. Copy is appended to its name and URL. Update the settings and fields as needed. Click Create Collection to save the duplicated collection. Okay. How to reorder collections. You can change which order the collection appear in the CMS panel. Click the CMS tab, hover over a collection, then click and hold the drag icon to the left. Drag the collection to a new position in the list. Okay, we can reorder the collections. How to delete the collection. You can delete collections when they're no longer needed. To delete the collection, you first need to delete all collection items from the collection and remove all connections to the collection and its fields. Okay, so we first have to delete all collection items before we can delete the collection. Okay, cool. Nice information, good to know. Collection items overview. Let's go real quick. Use collection items to add content to your collections like blog posts, recipes, etc. This is updated 24 days ago. Very up-to-date information. Collection items are individual data records or pieces of content in each collection. For example, a single blog post, an author, a recipe, etc. Each collection item can contain values for all or some of the collection fields that make up the structure of its collection, and these values can be connected to design elements and settings to populate their content dynamically. Collection pages are automatically generated for each collection item, and collection items can also be featured in collection lists on any site page. Okay, how to create collection items. In addition to creating individual items, you can use the Webflow AI assistant to generate sample items, placeholders, content, so that you can start designing. You can also bulk import items created elsewhere via CSV file or the CMS API. Okay, there is something important. Let's go. Generating copy and collection items with the Webflow AI assistant is currently in beta. Use during the beta is subject to our beta program terms. Okay. Generate sample content in bulk. When a collection is empty, you can create sample items to populate the collection and start designing your collection pages quickly. You can choose to create 5, 10, or 20 sample items with the Webflow AI assistant. When creating sample items, you can provide a prompt describing the types of items you would like to create in your collection, then click Generate. Generate a sample item from the canvas. You can use the AI assistant to create a sample collection item directly from the canvas. Open the Pages panel and click the collection page. Click the collection items drop down in the top bar. Click the new page icon by the collection. Generate new page. Enter a prompt that describes the sample content you would like to generate and click Create Item icon. Click Generate without the prompt. A single collection item is generated and staged for publish. You can edit and refine the content before publishing. The Webflow AI assistant won't generate content for some fields, like image, option, or reference. Placeholder content will be used for unsupported fields. Okay, so we'll have to fill these fields ourselves. The image, the option, the reference. Create an item in the CMS panel. To create a collection item from the CMS panel, click the CMS tab, click the collection to which you would like to add a collection item. Click new collection item, like new blog post. Name your collection item. Click create draft to save the collection item. You can keep adding content or finish adding content later. All changes you make are automatically saved. To publish the collection item from the canvas, do one of the following. Click publish now, immediately publishes the item to your live site. click the publish option icon. The item is published with the next full site publish. Click the publish options icon. Schedule to publish later. Schedule a specific date and time to publish the item. Okay, it's self-explanatory. The name, how they work. There is a note. Publishing and updating individual collection items also publishes and updates any items references in reference fields and multi-reference fields. Okay, this is important. Create an item from the canvas. You can also create a collection item from the canvas. Open the Pages panel and click the collection page, like blog post template. Click the collection items drop down in the top bar. Click the new page icon by the collection. Create new page. Name your collection item. Add content. Click create draft to save the collection item. Okay, so we can even create it from the canvas. You can keep adding content or finish adding content later. All changes you make are automatically saved. To publish the collection item from the canvas, click the CMS status indicator and then do one of the following. Click publish now. Immediately publishes the item to your live site without waiting for the text for the next full site publish. Click the publish options icon. Yeah, we already went through this. Publishing and updating via collection items also publishes and updates any items references in reference fields and multi-reference fields. Okay, this is very important. How to update collection items. When you make changes to published items, the changes are saved as a draft. The changes won't go live until you implicitly publish the item or queue it to publish and publish your site. Okay, so we need to publish to see the changes. Update an item in the CMS field, in the CMS panel. To update the collection item in the CMS panel, and it's almost, everything is almost the same. Update an item on the canvas. If you edit static page content, your edits will appear on every collection items page. Make sure to only edit dynamic content. The purple elements. To limit your changes to just one collection item. If you want static content to show or hide for certain items, you can use conditional visibility. Okay, to edit collection item on the canvas, open the Pages panel and click on the collection page. Click the collection items. Double click the text element and enter or paste the changes. Okay. Generate new text with the Webflow AI Assistant. We can generate text with the AI Assistant. You can only use the Webflow AI Assistant to generate and edit text content on the canvas, not in the CMS panel. Okay. How to manage collection items. When you open collections in the CMS panel, up to 100 items are shown. If you have more than 100 items, you can click the next and previous pagination buttons to view more items. Use the search option to quickly find any collection item. Okay, show or hide collection fields. From the CMS panel, click the pin icon above the table to show or hide additional collection fields in the default view. You can pin any collection field except image, multi-image, video, and rich text fields. Okay. Filter collection items. Click filter above the table to temporarily refine which collection items are shown. Collection items must match all criteria you choose in order to be shown. You can filter by these options. We can filter by status, by when it was published, when it was created, and modified. Click Apply Filters to save your filter selection, then click outside of the filter options to exit the filter dialog box. The filter button now shows a small check mark to let you know filters are applied. You can clear all filters by refreshing the page or click Filter and then Reset. Good to know, filters don't persist once you close the collection. You need to apply any desired filters after closing a collection. Okay. Sort collection items. You can sort the list of collection items by most field types. If you see an arrow by a field header, it's sortable. Just click that header and the list sorts by that criteria. Click the header again to reverse the sort order. Okay. How comparison of value fields are sorted. Comparison of value sorting is based on the comparison of values for each individual collection item. The fields that use this type of sorting are plain text, sorts alphabetically, number, sorts by ascending descending values, date, sorts by earliest latest values, switch, sorts by true false values. Okay, how presence of value fields are sorted. Presence of value sorting is based on whether the item field contains a value or is empty. After the field is sorted by the presence of value, the fields with the value are then sorted alphabetically. The fields that use this type of sorting are color, email, file reference, multi-reference, link option, and phone. Okay, good to know. These fields are not sortable. IDs, status, e-commerce price, image, multi-image, video, and rich text. However, ID, status, and e-commerce price fields can be pinned and displayed in your collection item view. Okay. Bulk edit collection items. There is a pro tip. Press Shift plus click to select a range of items. If your collection contains more than 100 items and displays them in a paginated view, you can move through the additional pages and continue to select items. Okay. You can perform a variety of bulk actions depending on which items are selected and the current status. Go to the CMS panel, click Select in the top bar, click the checkbox to the left of an item's name to select the individual items. Click the checkbox on the left of name to select all visible items. Click Next or Previous to switch paginated items and continue to select additional items. Click the bulk edit action you want to make in the top bar. Export saves a copy of the items as a SCV file. This is used for backup or importing elsewhere. Delete items removed from the collection, but they will remain live on your site until the next full site publish. Update items, queue to publish, update, publish now, save as draft, unpublish, update items, archive items are unpublished from your live site at the next full site publish, but keeps them accessible in the CMS. Okay, and there is a note. Publishing and unpublishing is blocked when your site domains have different publish times or when your site is restored from backup. You can unblock publishing and unpublishing by performing a full site publish, which syncs the publish dates across your connected domains. And we can learn more. There is also here a link to the Webflow way if you need to know more about the CMS and the best practices and conventions. And what else do we have here? Control CMS collection access. We don't need to know much about this for now. Let's just see the rows. The ability to manage CMS access is only available for enterprise plans and partners. So this is when we become big in the Webflow environment. When we get big in the business, let quickly go through the page. So the site rows and rows restrictions. Designer, marketer, or content editor site rows, custom rows based on the designer, marketer, or content editor. It's not possible to edit the default CMS collection access for these rows for the reviewer and site manager. Okay, we can't edit the access for these rows. The reviewer can't access the CMS content, and the site manager, of course, he has access to everything. How to limit collection access from the site settings, site access. Okay, good to know. For new team members, you can also limit their CMS access during the invite process. Okay, this is good to know. We're gonna work with a lot of people. Okay, let's go. Set up an RSS field. What is this? Automatically share your collection content across the web and let people subscribe using the RSS feed. RSS is rich site summary or real simple syndication. Lets people subscribe to a feed of content from a website, blog, or any online publication accessible through email or a reader app like Feedly, Feedbean, or Feedburner. You can create an RSS feed for any CMS collection on your site. Okay, there is a pro tip. You can share your blog post via email using MailChimp and a Webflow RSS feed. Okay, this is so people can subscribe for our blog. Good. Here is how to enable it. Open the page panel, hover over the collection page, click the settings clock icon, scroll down to RSS feed settings, toggle enable. That's it. Nice. Here is define your, we can define the settings, publish your site. Good to know. If you update an existing collection item, republishing it to or your site will add it to your RSS feed, just like a newly published item. Okay. Here is how to copy the feed URL. RSS reader apps and other services, including MailChimp and Zapier, will need your RSS feed URL to set up your channel. You can copy this URL from pages panel, page settings, RSS feed settings. Okay, cool. Migrate CMS collection content to another project. Here is how to do it. We can export it from the collections panel. Here's how to import it again from the collections panel from the import. Cool. You may need to upgrade your site plan to import CSV or collection items. Okay. Mm. We can use also a custom code in the CMS. This is good to know. And here is a tutorial how to migrate from WordPress to Webflow. And that's it, guys. We went through the documentation real quick. I advise everyone to go through the documentation first and then go dive deeper. Try something. Use everything you know now. And that's it for me for today, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.